What's up, guys? Welcome to Daily Dose of Reddit. This is your host, Zach, and today's subreddit is r/EntitledParents.
This story's called, I expect you to build my son a game and I expect you to do it for whatever I pay you. For context, I work at a cafe in the downtown core of the city I live in. Today I was taking advantage of a lull between customers to talk to a friend about game design, and more specifically, a game I'm dreaming of developing one day. Granted, said dream though is probably a pipe dream in all honesty, given how time-consuming and expensive it is. We were talking about how the game's multiplayer would be structured when this story begins. Here's the cast. Entitled Kid. Entitled Mom. Friend. Me. Entitled Kid has been hovering around, obviously within eavesdropping distance for that last couple of minutes when he moves in and inserts himself into the conversation. Wow, that game sounds cool. Me, both enthused at the interest and annoyed at the intrusion. Thanks, I guess. What's it called? Where can I get it? It's not even built, it's just an idea. Yeah, but what's it called? Is it on Xbox? It's not an actual game, kid. It's just an idea in OP's head. What? Why not? Because I have no time or money? What? Can't you make time? And you make money here. Spend it on making that game. It's gonna cost a hell of a lot more than my wage here. Liar. Excuse me? If you're gonna keep lying like that, I'm gonna get my mom to pay you. Then you'll have no more excuses. Sure, go right ahead. Entitled Kid runs off, and we keep talking about making the game when Entitled Mother butts into the conversation without warning, stopping us by basically shoving a hand in friend's face to stop him. Hi there, I'm Entitled Kid's mother. He said you play a game that he wants to play and that you aren't telling him the name. We're not telling you the name because it doesn't have one yet. Entitled Mother, already getting angry. How can a game not have a name yet? How do you expect someone to find it on Bing? Yes, she actually said Bing. We're still laughing about it now. Doing my best to keep a straight face. It's not even made yet. Friend, doing the same. It's not even being made. Entitled Kid, behind Entitled Mom. What? You guys are talking about how to play it though. Just because OP knows how it'll play doesn't mean it's actually made. And how does that work? How do you know all that if it's just in your head? Bluntly, I say, you've never imagined how something works before? Entitled Mother pauses visibly before continuing. Alright, fine. How long will it take you to make this? Probably quite. Have you even started? No, I don't even have the money. She gets angrier. What? You have a job, you know? You earn money working here, right? Whatever. My son's gonna keep hounding me about this, so how much will I have to pay you? Wait, you pay him? Yes. You wanna pay me? Yes. To make this game? She's going red-faced. Yes! How much? Stop being lazy and spit it out! I pause for a few moments to think of an answer. $500,000. $500,000? To pay for staff, development PCs, software licenses, data centers, cloud storage and servers. I'd need to buy more or rent an office. BS, here's what's gonna happen. You're gonna make this game for me, and you're not gonna lie about the price. I'm paying you $80 like any other game out there and nothing more. I wanna play the beta! Entitled Mother listening to Entitled Kid. And you're gonna have a beta ready for my son next week. I won't. Excuse me? I'm paying you, so I expect you to do your job. And I expect you to have it ready by this time next week. Me? Deadpan? I'm not working this day next week. Well, then you better come back here to meet me, otherwise I'm not paying you. Okay, I'm not working, so I'm not coming in. Enough. Beta, here, this time, next week, or I'm not paying you. Entitled Mother and Entitled Kid leave at this point. Honestly, I hope they do come back. My manager was watching in the background and she got a good laugh out of it all. Both her and I are actually kinda hoping Entitled Mother and Entitled Kid come back next week. If they do, we'll update you all. Okay, that's pretty funny. $80 for a game development? Yeah, right. Game development can be insanely expensive because it's a lot of work to do. Like, literally nothing in the game happens unless they coded it in there, physically. They have to physically code that crap. Every single part of a game. If it's in there, they had to code that. Okay, I'm getting redundant at this point, but you get the gist. This story's called, Karen Wants My Shiny Pokemon for Her Son. Got a Halloween one for you, featuring my misadventures playing Pokemon Go. Here's the cast. There's me, Matilda, because Karen is overused and she seemed like an odd duck. Officer. So I'm a coffee addict. I know, shocker. And as a coffee addict is likely to do, this morning I went for a stroll down to the Golden Arches for a cup of joe. And because walking and doing nothing is boring, I decided to play some Pokemon Go while I walked to get that sweet cup of magical bean juice. The walk there was pretty uneventful, a couple people just milling about doing their own thing. Get to McRichard's and get my sweet ambrosia and step outside. Proceed to whip out my phone and take the long way home to hit a couple stops and enjoy my coffee. I'm walking up to my first and what would turn out to be my last stop and spy our would-be antagonist and the demon she decided was a cute pet at the stop sitting at the heater that was in the gazebo built at the stop. I'm a few feet away and it happens. Cue Pokemon battle music. A wild shiny Misdreavus appears. To be fair, I had a lucky egg going. I load that sucker up with a berry and throw a great ball at it. I catch it, and in my drowsy excitement, I shout an exuberant, "Heck yeah!" This draws the ire of our antagonist. "Hey, don't swear, there are children around!" Reasonable reaction, I guess. I accept I'm in the wrong there. I did know Crotch Goblin was near, yet I still swore. My bad. Kid was like 6, so meh, I'll just head out. "Oh, sorry miss, I got a little too excited. Won't happen again. I'm just passing by, so I'll be out of your hair soon." "Good. What on earth would make you swear around a child?" "I'm playing Pokemon on my coffee run and just caught a shiny ghost I've been hunting. I got a little too excited and got carried away. My brain is still at the bottom of my cup." "Well, you owe my son something for what you did. Give him that Pokemon now." I'm going to assume a bunch of you know how that game works with trading. But for non-nerds, here's the TLDR. I can't give her Spawn, a rare Pokemon, without us playing together for way too long for a 28-year-old man to be chilling with a 6-year-old. Yeah, that's not gonna happen. Matilda resisting the urge to ask for my manager. "Excuse me?" Not gonna happen. I'm not giving your son anything. Not just that, I can't. "What do you mean you're not giving my son anything?" Exactly what I said. She finally mega evolves to a full-blown Karen. "You will give my son that freaking Pokemon now, you POS, or I will call the police and charge you with harassment." Me pointing at the camera in the park that watches the bums sleep in the gazebo. Go ahead. In true entitled fashion, she actually calls the police on me. I haven't even gotten within 5 meters of this woman, and I know the camera has seen it all, including my happy dance and catching that little crab. Spoiler, I can't dance. The Royal Canadian Mounted Police show up and, of course, Matilda instantly flies off the handle and starts spewing vitriol at them about how I'm basically Hitler. Seriously, she made me out to be a wandering child fan and serial violator in the same breath. I'm just leaning against a fence, looking bored and annoyed, throwing balls at passing Gaslies, sipping my coffee. Calm as can be, despite my annoyance, only because of the coffee. The officer approached me and asked me what happened. I was on my morning coffee run and playing some Pokemon Go on the way there. I caught something I've been hunting for a while and got excited and swore within earshot of her and her son. I hold up my phone displaying my new trophy. "Did you ever approach that woman? She's saying you tried to touch her son?" I haven't even been within a few meters of her. Check the camera. I've been here listening to her screaming at me because I accidentally said frick near a child and wouldn't do as she demands and give her child a rare Pokemon by way of apology. Matilda hears the word camera and goes white. Evidently, she missed me pointing right at it. She tried backpedaling really fast while the other officer is off checking the footage in his cruiser. He returns with his cuffs out. Not for me though, for her. They asked me if I wished to press charges. I told them yes. She was booked for filing a false police report, lying to an officer, and I'm not sure what else. I'll find out later. I'll update when I get more information. Come on, Matilda, Karen, woman, thing, person. Our boy here was just playing some Pokemon. So, Pokemon, go screw yourself. Ha ha. This story's called Entitled Trashy Parents with Their 3 Brats on Our Plane 1. This story happened to me very recently. A little backstory. My girlfriend and I wanted to go on vacation this October. So we looked around and booked a nice hotel inn and flights to Greece. The story is pretty long, so I'll split it into 2 posts. One post for the trip from Germany to Greece and one for the trip from Greece to Germany. Unfortunately, we had the same family on both of our flights. But now, without further ado, let's introduce the cast. Entitled Mom, Entitled Dad, Brat 1, Brat 2, Brat 3, my girlfriend, me, flight attendant. Our wonderful story begins in the departure hall of a mid-sized German airport that shall not be named here. Me and girlfriend just got through security and sat down on one of the benches near the gate that was printed on our tickets. A couple of minutes after we sat down, the family I described above entered the departure hall. While Brat 3 was relatively quiet, Brat 1 and Brat 2 fought over who gets to use the tablet they had with them first. After a couple of minutes, they were yelling at each other loud enough for a security guard to come over. Entitled Dad decided that they should use it together, so he came over to us.
Stand up. My children need to sit here so they can watch a movie together.
Well, how about no? There are more than enough other places to sit here.
Yeah, but this is our gate. We have to board our plane from here.
Yeah, well, it's our gate too. First come, first serve.
Stand up now.
No, get lost. Contrary to our expectations, Entitled Father actually went back to his family and guided Brat 1 and Brat 2 to another bench. The whole family sat down around this bench, and they were relatively quiet for the next 1.5 hours. When the screen above the gate started to show that the boarding for our flight was to start soon, it got loud again. Entitled Mother and Brat 3 started to argue about something, and after a while, they got so loud that pretty much everyone in the whole terminal heard them.
I don't wear diapers, I'm not a baby!
Honey, please, it's just to make sure nothing happens. Airplane toilets are dirty, I don't want you to use them.
I'm not a baby!
And so on and so on. After all this went on for about 5 minutes, Entitled Mother just took Brat 3 to the toilet while she was throwing herself at the ground to stop Entitled Mother from taking her there. The boarding started a short while after this scene happened, and both girlfriend and me were hoping that we would sit far away from this family. But of course, almost as soon as we sat down, Brat 1, 2, and 3 sat down in the row right behind us, and Entitled Dad and Entitled Mom in the row behind them. Brat 3 was still crying and yelling about not being a baby, while Brats 1 and 2 started to fight over their Nintendo Switch right after sitting down. Entitled Mother stopped the fight by telling them to play together. So they put down the table and put the Switch there to play together. Once boarding was completed, the flight attendant told them to turn off all electronic devices and to put the table back to the original position. Brat 1 tried to argue with the flight attendant, but she just told him to do it or to leave the plane, which silenced him pretty fast. From here on, everything was pretty normal. The plane took off, the flight attendant started the service, and so on. Soon after the takeoff, the pilot told us that we should keep the seatbelts fastened for the whole flight due to expected heavy turbulences. Of course, Brats 1 through 3 didn't listen to that and started to jump around their seats right after we reached cruise height. About halfway to the flight, it started to smell pretty bad. Shortly after, I noticed it. Entitled Mother stood up and went over to ask Brat 3 if she used the diaper. Brat 3 shook her head, but Entitled Mother took her, laid her down on the floor of the corridor, and started to undress her. The flight attendant saw it and went right over to her.
Excuse me, madam, what are you doing?
I changed my daughter's diaper. I think that's pretty obvious. She proceeded to undress Brat 3 and open the diaper, which made the smell increase a lot.
Madam, as we told you before takeoff, this aircraft has 2 lavatories, one in the front and one in the back. Those are also equipped with changing tables.
Yeah, and I bet you that both are dirty as hell. There is no way I changed my daughter there.
Madam, I have to ask you to dress your daughter again, take her to the lavatory, and change her diaper there.
I can't do that. Don't you smell it? She pooped herself. I can't just dress her and keep her in a dirty diaper for the rest of the flight.
I didn't ask you to keep her in the dirty diaper for the rest of the flight. I only asked you to change her on the changing table that we provide for situations like this. The smell is bothering the people around you.
Fine, I'll do it, but if my little girl gets sick, I will sue you. During this whole episode, Brat 3 kept crying and yelling at Entitled Mother. After this discussion, Entitled Mother threw Brat 3's pants on the floor, closed the diaper, and grabbed her bag and took Brat 3 to the toilet. Another couple of minutes later, she came back, put Brat 3 on her seat, and stuffed the dirty diaper in the bag on the seat in front of her and sat down on her seat. Flight attendant came over and asked Entitled Mother to take the diaper and throw it in the bin on the toilet, but she refused to do that. During this discussion, the expected turbulences started, and flight attendant had to get to a seat and buckle up so the dirty diaper stayed where it was, in the pocket right behind girlfriend's seat. The rest of the flight was more or less normal, except for the crap smell from behind and the fact that Brats 1 and 2 kept kicking my seat and arguing about who should use which Switch controller. After the plane landed and we stopped at the gate, the whole family got up almost instantly, took their hand luggage, and went on to leave the plane. They left all their trash. including the dirty diaper on the seat and in the bags, and refused to take it with him after flight attendant told them to. As soon as they left the plane and got into the arrival terminal in Greece, Brat 3 screamed at entitled mother that she wants to take off the diaper and that she isn't a baby anymore, while both Brats 1 and 2 kept mocking her for wearing it. While she took Brat 3 to the bathroom, Brats 1 and 2 got onto the luggage band and tried to surf on it until one of the security guards stopped them from doing it. Thankfully, entitled mother and Brat 3 didn't come back before girlfriend and me got our luggage, and the other kids stayed pretty quiet after the security guard talked to them. To be honest, this was one of the worst flight experiences in my life, only to be topped by the flight back to Germany and by one flight where the guy next to me threw up all over me. Okay, I'm not gonna lie dude, that sounds absolutely terrible. I will say this, next time this sort of thing happens, ask the flight attendant if there's any seats available in first class because they might move you forward. Because trust me, they'll be pretty understanding when dealing with people like that.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell to never miss an episode.